Hello, Lena. Have you ever accepted a task and then realized, oh no, this is much harder than I expected?
Yes, Alex, many times. Sometimes I say yes too quickly, and later I feel lost.
Exactly. Maybe your boss gives you a big project. Maybe you start a new course. Maybe you agree to help someone, but then the work becomes too difficult.
That feeling is stressful. You want to do it, but you feel like you cannot handle it.
In English, we have a natural expression for this feeling. I'm in over my head.
In over my head. That sounds interesting. Does it mean my head is under something?
Not exactly. Today, we will explain it simply and show you how to use it naturally in conversation.
Great. I want to learn this phrase because I often feel this way when I study English.
Then this episode is perfect for you. Stay with us until the end because we will give you a speaking challenge to practice this phrase. Today's speaking goal is simple. You will learn how to say that something is too difficult, too confusing, or too much for you to handle.
So instead of saying, this is very difficult, I can say, I'm in over my head.
Yes, exactly. But we use it in specific situations. In over my head means you are involved in something that is too difficult for your current ability, knowledge, time, or experience.
So it can be about work, school, business, relationships, or even learning English.
Yes. For example, I took an advanced programming class, but I'm in over my head.
That means the class is too hard for me right now.
Correct. Or, I agreed to manage the whole event, but now I feel in over my head.
That means I accepted too much responsibility.
Perfect. By the end of this episode, you should be able to use this phrase naturally in your own life.
I'm ready, but I hope I'm not in over my head with today's lesson.
Don't worry, we will make it simple. Now, let's learn the main phrase.
The phrase is, I'm in over my head.
Good. Repeat after me. I'm in over my head.
I'm in over my head.
Nice. You can also say, I think I'm in over my head.
I think I'm in over my head.
Or, I got in over my head.
I got in over my head.
Great. Let's explain the feeling. Imagine you are swimming in water. At first, the water is not deep. You can stand easily.
Okay, I feel safe.
But then you walk deeper and deeper. Suddenly, the water is over your head. You cannot stand. You may feel scared.
Ah, so the expression comes from that image. The situation is too deep for me.
Exactly. You are not literally in water, but the problem feels too deep or too difficult.
That makes sense. So, I'm in over my head means this situation is more than I can handle.
Perfect. It is very natural in spoken English. Let's listen to a short dialogue. Lena is working on a new project, but it is more difficult than she expected.
Alex, can I ask you something?
Sure, Lena. What's wrong?
I think I'm in over my head with this project.
Really? What happened?
I thought I only had to prepare a simple report, but now I have to collect data, design slides, talk to 3 teams, and present everything by Friday.
That is a lot. Have you asked your manager for help?
Not yet. I'm afraid they will think I'm not capable.
Asking for help doesn't mean you're not capable. It means you understand the situation.
You're right. I should explain that the project is bigger than I expected.
Exactly. You can say, I want to do this well, but I feel a little in over my head. Could we discuss the priorities?
That sounds polite and professional.
Yes, it shows honesty and responsibility.
Thanks, Alex. I feel better already.
Good. Now you are not alone in the deep water. Now let's break down the meaning.
Yes, I want to understand each part.
The full phrase is in over my head. The word in means you are already involved in the situation.
So you are not outside the problem, you are already inside it.
Exactly. Over my head means the situation is too deep or too difficult. You cannot manage it easily.
So the full meaning is, I'm involved in something that is too difficult for me.
Correct. It can be about skill, For example, this math class is too advanced. I'm in over my head.
It can be about time, right? Like, I accepted too many tasks and now I'm in over my head.
Yes, it can also be about responsibility. He started a business without a plan, and now he's in over his head.
I see. It does not always mean the person is weak. It just means the situation is too much right now.
Very important point. Everyone can be in over their head sometimes.
Even smart people?
Of course, smart people also meet difficult situations. The key is to notice it early and ask for support. Let's practice with more examples.
Great. I like examples because they help me remember.
Example 1. I joined an advanced English debate club, but I'm in over my head.
That means the debate club is too advanced for my current English level.
Exactly. Example 2. She agreed to organize the wedding by herself, but now she's in over her head.
That means the wedding planning is too much for her.
Good. Example 3. We started building the app without enough experience, and now we're in over our heads.
Ah, this one uses our heads because it is about a group.
Perfect. Let's repeat them naturally.
I joined an advanced English debate club, but I'm in over my head.
She agreed to organize the wedding by herself, but now she's in over her head.
We started building the app without enough experience, and now we're in over our heads.
Excellent. Notice how the phrase changes with the person. My head, your head, his head, her head, our heads, their heads.
So I should match the pronoun.
Exactly. Now let's talk about a common mistake.
I know one. Can I say I'm over my head?
Good question. No, that sounds incomplete. The natural phrase is, I'm in over my head.
So I need the word in.
Yes, say, I'm in over my head.
I'm in over my head.
Another mistake is using it for very small problems. For example, if your coffee is too hot, don't say, I'm in over my head.
That sounds too dramatic.
Exactly. Use it when the situation feels bigger than your ability, knowledge, time, or control.
Can I say this word is in over my head?
Not usually. Better say, this word is over my head, which means it is too difficult to understand.
Wait, there's a difference?
Yes, this explanation is over my head means I don't understand it. But I'm in over my head means I am involved in a situation that is too difficult or too much.
Ah, very useful difference.
Let's compare. The lecture was over my head. That means the lecture was too hard to understand.
And I'm in over my head with this new job means the job is too much for me right now.
Exactly. If someone tells me I'm in over my head, how should I respond?
Great question. You can respond with support.
For example,
You can say, that sounds stressful. Do you need help?
that sounds kind.
Or maybe you can break it into smaller steps.
Good advice.
Or you don't have to handle everything alone.
I like that one. It feels encouraging. Let's practice a short conversation.
I'm in over my head with my English study plan. I tried to learn grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, and listening all at the same time.
That sounds stressful. Maybe you can focus on one skill this week.
Good idea. I'll practice speaking first.
Perfect. When someone is in over their head, they usually need calm advice, not criticism.
So don't say, why did you do that?
Right. That can make them feel worse. Better say, how can I help? Or let's make a plan.
That is useful for real life, not just English.
Exactly. Language is also about connection. Now it is your turn, a mini speaking challenge.
Get ready to speak out loud. Don't just listen.
I will give you 3 situations. After each one, make a sentence using I'm in over my head.
Situation 1. You started a new job, but the tasks are much harder than expected.
Say your sentence now.
You can say, I started a new job and I feel like I'm in over my head.
Great. Situation 2. You joined an advanced English class, but the teacher speaks very fast.
Say your sentence now. You can say, I joined an advanced English class, but I think I'm in over my head.
Nice. Situation 3. You promised to help with 3 projects at the same time, and now you are too busy.
Say your sentence now. You can say, I promised to help with 3 projects, and now I'm in over my head.
Excellent. Now let's make it more natural. Add one request for help.
For example, I'm in over my head with this project. Could you help me decide what to do first?
Very good. That sentence is useful at work.
Or, I think I'm in over my head. Can we break this into smaller steps?
Perfect. Practice this sentence 3 times today. Let's review what we learned today.
The expression is in over my head.
It means you are involved in something too difficult, too confusing, or too much to handle.
Example, I'm in over my head with this project.
Another example, she is in over her head with the wedding planning.
And for a group, we're in over our heads.
Great. Remember the common mistake. Don't say, I'm over my head. Say, I'm in over my head.
Also, this topic is over my head means I don't understand the topic, but I'm in over my head means I am inside a difficult situation.
Excellent difference. And when someone says they are in over their head, you can respond kindly.
Like, that sounds stressful. Do you need help?
Or, let's break it into smaller steps.
I feel more confident now. I can use this phrase in real conversation.
That is the goal. Before we finish, here is your final speaking practice.
Complete the sentence. I felt in over my head when...
Say it with your own real experience. For example, I felt in over my head when I started learning English grammar.
Or, I felt in over my head when I had to speak English in a meeting.
Now, your turn. Say it out loud. I felt in over my head when...
Great job! If you can make one real sentence, you are already using this phrase.
Thank you for watching FluentMindee, where we help you learn natural English expressions through simple conversation.
If this lesson helped you, please like this video, subscribe to FluentMindee, and turn on the notification bell.
And write your practice sentence in the comments. I felt in over my head when...
We would love to read your answer.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, when English feels difficult, you are not alone.
See you in the next episode.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.